There's a reason I look like this and not that. There's two reasons. There's actually a lot of reasons. One is I'm not 14 anymore. The other reasons are my incredible sense of style, a bit of a dandy, if you will, and that I've got a budget. What does that have to do with that? You'll see. Back in school, back when I looked like this, there were like a couple of budgeting exercises we did in maths, but mainly we just learned about the entire like DNA replication chain, which once again has been utterly useless to, well, it's been kind of useful with COVID, to be honest. Like I learned a lot. Not a good example. Anyway, then I finished school, I got my first credit card, and I maxed it out buying like sick coffin-shaped cufflinks and shit like that because I was an emo 18-year-old. I got slapped in the face with a credit card bill. So, I figured out how to make a budget, and I fixed my life up, including getting a better haircut. So let's talk about that. While we're on that note about buying dumb things, let me know in the comments what's the dumbest thing you've bought. Was it as dumb as like coffin-shaped cufflinks from that Dracula store in Surfers Paradise? Probably not. While you're there, also subscribe so I can afford to buy more dumb coffin-shaped cufflinks. Remember that video I did about Money Cat's Pyramid of Majesty? This is the slab on the bottom, the fundamental. This is like, you're making a pizza, you need a base. It can be gluten-free or any garbage like that, but you got to have a base. You can't just put cheese on nothing, right? This is the base, the budget. This is what we're doing. The budget is the most important bit of the whole financial management pyramid, the whole thing. If you don't know how much money you have spent, how much money you earn, how much spare money you have, you can't do anything else. You're flying blind. You ever tried to fly a plane when you can't see? It's very difficult. See these things. Time to get our paws dirty. We've got to boot up Excel. I know, I fucking hate Excel as well. I only know one formula, the sum formula. Coincidentally, that's the only formula you need for this particular thing because this is all I can do in Excel. If you're just bamboozled and terrified of Excel, like a few people I know, you just use a notepad, we can go old school. But I'm gonna use Excel because I'm not an idiot. Here's what you do. Step 1, figure out how much money you earn on an average month. So that can either be your pay slips if you've got a full-time job, or if you work casually, take like an average. Get an accurate ballpark figure, put it at the top. Next thing, now you have to do a bit of work for this. You gotta go on your internet banking, you gotta add up the last month's worth of expenses. You can either import them straight into Excel if you're a bit of a tech wizard, or if you're just dumbass like me, you can just type them out. Once you've typed them out, you have to go in categories. Get it? Anyway, so you got the categories like eating out, utilities, phone, car expenses. Add them all up. Then you add up how much income you have, how many expenses you have. Then you subtract these two. And if you have more expenses than income, we're in a bit of trouble, but we can fix that. If you have more income than expenses, good-o, we're on the right track. So you got your total income, you subtract your total expenses, you're in the green. All right, you got some spare money, we're in business. The other way, you got your income, you subtract your expenses, you're in the red, you got negative money. It's not great, but we can fix that. We'll sort that out, don't worry. Stay with me, stay with me. Quick little note though. If you have credit card debt, I want you to pull that line out and see how much interest you're paying versus how much you're reducing the debt. So if you pay $500 a month, 400 might be interest, 100 might be reduction. They need to be separate. That's important. Quick mini explainer on interest. Now, a lot of people hear the word interest and they kind of get spooked and shut down. Here's how I want you to think about interest. Interest is the cost of you renting money from someone else. So when you look at a credit card and it's a 20% interest rate, you're getting charged 20% per year to rent money off someone else. So that's something we want to get rid of because credit card debt is fucking shit. Now, we've got this budget sitting there. I want you to think about it. It's time to experiment. You're at uni. You're learning new things. You're seeing new things. You know, a bit of experimentation. Doesn't hurt anyone. This is how we fine-tune the budget. Find out who we really are. Stop dressing like that. How do you experiment? How you experiment is you cut the fat. So you go through your budget and you go, what shit is on here that I really don't need to have on here? So it might be like subscriptions you never use, maybe your OnlyFans bills out of control every month, you reel that shit in, things like that. Here are common expenses that can be reviewed to reduce. Internet, mobile phone, power, car expenses, wasting fuel, any reoccurring expense you have every single month, like a membership. I like to like once or twice a year just have a look at them in case I can get a better deal somewhere else using like compare the market. Health insurance is good as well. And contents insurance, car insurance. Insurances are always good to look at. It's just cut out unnecessary money that you can put towards something else. So what you're trying to do is create more cost savings so you can use that cash to do something else, like build up an emergency fund or pay debt down faster. So your number one thing with a budget is if you have, say, credit card debt on there, you have to think, how quickly can I get rid of this? Because it's absolutely strangling the free cash you have. So if you say, have a gym membership you never use, it's $50 a week and you can cut it down to $20 a week, use that extra $30 to pay down your credit card. Then, once you've like changed those expenses around, run through the budget again. This is called testing your budget or remodeling. Try to do it every few months. I like to sort of redo my budget like every 6 months or so just to like check I'm still on the same track, but you got to stick to it. Now, don't expect people to have 100% budget compliance. Lord knows I saw a sweet set of Air Force Ones the other week and just decided to randomly buy them. That's all right. 80% compliance is about what you're looking for. You can't be perfect all the time, or you'll just be boring and no one will want to be friends with you. So another important point with that, once you've changed and tightened up your budget, you want to go through and check it again, because you don't want to just have the same shitty budget over and over and over again. So you want to do some repairs, run with it for a few months and see how you go. Because the other thing is, you may decide you want to buy a house, so you decide you're only going to spend $100 a month on food. It's not manageable, right? You'll literally die, or you'll just be eating rice all the time. It's okay to tinker with your budget as long as you're consistent with it to get to your goals. A lot of other people in the finance space are all about budgets, but they sort of look lame and they make the budget really lame and they make it sound like your life will suck if you have a budget. Don't worry, it won't. If you want to go out once a week and just drink like 17 mugs, that's all good as long as you can fit it in your budget. So don't feel like just because you got a bit of a plan in place, you can't have fun. Figure out your spare cash and have fun with it. You gotta make it fun or you won't stick to it. Do you want to see more horrific photos of me as a teenager? I don't have an OnlyFans, but my Instagram has more horrendous photos of me at MoneyCat Loves You. I also have a Twitter I never use called MoneyCat Loves You as well. If someone wants to teach me how to use it, I would really appreciate it, because every time I comment on something, people just abuse me, so I'm scared to log on now.